What's happening, guys? This is the Grand Master of Faster, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages. In the last episode, we reached the Sea of Storms, only to find out that it was incredibly polluted, but thanks to the help of the Fairy Queen and a tattered old book, we restored the sea to its original state, and we also saved the Zoras to boot. And in this episode, we are finally going to explore the 7th dungeon, and let me tell you, I am not looking forward to it. But first things first, I believe, yes, there is a patch of soft soil right over here. So let us plant a Gasha seed. Doesn't it look so pretty? Alright. Now that the Gasha seed has been planted, we will want to head to King Zora and let him know that the seas have been restored, fit for marine creatures to thrive and be nourished. You have even given us clean seas again. I must thank you once more. What? You wish to enter Jabu-Jabu? I wish I could tell you to do as you please, but Jabu-Jabu is still young. He's too small to go inside him. You'd better give up. Yeah. If we go over to Jabu-Jabu's chamber, which is a few screens over from King Zora's palace. Speaking of which, do you have anything to say significant? Aha! The seas are clean. I can swim in peace again. Well, isn't that fine and dandy? But yes! Jabu-Jabu is much too small, but doesn't he look adorable? Oh, I could just pinch his little gills. And he really doesn't say anything that significant. Well, in the past he might be too small, but let's head back to the present. And yes, as I said earlier, the 7th dungeon is upon us, and for those of you who have played this game, you know full well why I am dreading it. Alright, now that we are back in the present, let us talk to King Zora once more. You actually do need to talk to King Zora, otherwise the 7th dungeon won't open. Thanks to you, our seawater is clean again, and Jabu-Jabu's health has returned. All is well. I never go back on my word. I dub you Zora Hero and permit you to enter Jabu-Jabu. You may go see Jabu-Jabu. Alright, let us swim out of the palace. Because we are going down the hatch. Both literally and figuratively, I might add. And there we have it. Well, let's enter. Level 7, Jabu-Jabu's Belly. Without question, one of the most irritating and frustrating dungeons, not only in the Oracle seasons, but I am willing to say one of the most irritating and frustrating in the entire franchise. I hate this place with a passion. First of all, you're swimming, which limits you to only using the A button in terms of items. Alright, here you want to position the diamond blocks in front of the statues. That way a key will fall down. The first of a crap ton of keys found in this dungeon. I think there are around 8 or 9. But anyway, let's take care of these crabs and this like, so that another treasure chest will appear that contains the compass. Okay, as I was saying earlier, people who think the Water Temple, or the Great Bay Temple, or the Lakebed Temple are the worst water dungeons in the Zelda franchise, they are dead wrong. This is This dungeon makes those temples look like inside the Deku tree from Ocarina of Time. This dungeon is that bad, because it has everything I hate in terms of bad Zelda dungeons. Backtracking, extremely difficult navigation, trial and error. It's just horrible. Okay, now, what we want to do is, as you can see, that chest is surrounded by blocks, and we can't push anything while we're underwater. So we're gonna have to do something about that. Okay, how do we take care of that? Well, here's a start. See these yellow tiles? Well, if you swim on top of them and press the B button, check it out, you can surface. I remember when I first played this dungeon, I was stuck in the entrance for about 2 weeks, and almost by a freak accident, I somehow discovered that you can go to the surface. And guess what? Even after I discovered how to surface, it took me about 4 more weeks before I finally completed the dungeon. And speaking of things in the dungeon, here is the map. Okay, only 3 floors in this dungeon, but do not be fooled. If this is your first time playing it, you are going to spend a crap ton of time. Because, as I said earlier, it is so easy to get lost in this dungeon. There's a lot of backtracking. Because you're bound to encounter one door, and it turns out you haven't got enough keys. Even with all the playthroughs I've done in this game, this dungeon still gives me trouble. Okay, nothing we can do in here. And there wasn't anything we could do in that underground chamber, so let us keep walking up. Oh, iron masks! We haven't seen these in a while. But now that we have the switch hook, if we switch places with them, we can remove their masks, making them much easier to kill. If there's anything that can take a little weight off your shoulders, it's that the enemies here aren't very powerful. They aren't annoying, they take 1 or 2 hits, and there are not nearly as many as there are in other dungeons. Anyway, as you just saw, now that we have the boomerang, we can destroy sparks. By the way, every time you destroy a spark, you get a fairy, really handy. Anyway, what does this owl statue have to say? The Golden Isle is on the water. So according to this owl statue, that little islet with the pot on it is floating on water. Alright, there's nothing we can do here, but we'll want to keep this location in mind. We will be coming back to it later. And later. And again. And again. And again. You see my point here? Okay, and, whoa! These guys, I forget what they're called, but, yeah, first time we've seen them, they did appear in Link's Awakening in the Koholint Island overworld. Okay, and now we have another type of trap, a spinning trap. Basically, they will always hug corners and spin towards you, and just like regular traps, they are invincible. Okay, we've been to that room before. So let us unlock this block and head upstairs. We are now in the 3rd floor, greeted by mini Moldorms. Not only don't I like the dungeon itself, but I'm not a big fan of the music either. It does grate on you after a little while. With the Justin Bieber... Thank God the dungeon doesn't play Justin Bieber music or anything like that. Because then this dungeon would be completely insufferable. Don't get me wrong, this dungeon is insufferable. I'm just saying, it could be worse. Ah, what have we here? We have another owl statue. What does this one say? The internal flow floods with blue and recedes with red. You heard water going out. I believe this demands further investigation. Alright, let us head back down the stairs to see if something different has happened in the layout. Ah, take a look! That island is no longer there since the water drained out. And is it me, or did that water drain where I think it did? Because if it did, ew. Anyway, this is the first floor, but since the water has receded, we can now walk and do things we could do on land. There's a ring in this chest, not really as important, but you might as well pick it up. And here are some Zols, but now that the water has receded, we can get this key with the chest inside it. How awesome is that? Very awesome, I must say. Okay. I just want to show something, because this is a little bit important. If we destroy this pot, we can see that appears to be our only way of getting that diamond block at first. If we try and get it from the side, our switch hook is just a hair too short. Okay. So let's do some more exploring. You see, here's the thing about this dungeon. As bad in comparison to other water dungeons, I should be more clear about that. Anyway, as I was saying, but first let's use the Cane of Samaria to hold this door open. In terms of water dungeons, yes, the water dungeons in the 3D Zelda games are tedious and annoying, but here's the thing. As you know, a lot of those dungeons involve adjusting water levels, raising or draining them. In a 3D Zelda game, it's at least perceivable in terms of knowing what areas are drained and what areas are filled up. But here's the thing, this is a 2D Zelda game, so it just doesn't work as well in this type of environment. When it comes down to it, it's almost as if finding the right door, getting the right key, finding the chest, and all that jazz, it almost seems if it's a matter of trial and error in terms of if you have the items in order to get the stuff that you want. Okay, so in this room, let's switch places with all these diamonds and go up the stairs, where we find yet another Iron Mask and get hit by him. Also, anti-fairies. Just too bad we don't have magic powder. Come on, die. There we go. Okay, no way we can get that chest. At least for now, we will be coming to that room later. That's what I mentioned about the previous area that we needed to come back to later. And the area before that, and the area before that, and the area before that. Okay, enough ranting. Anyway, let's open this door, where we encounter a blue switch. And now we heard water coming in. I think now is a good time to stop this video. So, made some alright progress in the dungeon. At least we got both the map and the compass. That will really help in our future explorations of the catacombs of Jabu-Jabu. But anyway, next time on Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages, we are going to continue to explore Jabu-Jabu's Belly, and hope by some miracle that we can get the 7th Essence. As usual, please be sure to leave a like or comment down below and subscribe to my channel. Every one of those really helps. See you guys next time.